I want you to think about just the simple history of the modern state of Israel. Holocaust survivors, start there. Holocaust survivors come to try to live in peace in their homeland. 1948, they get the War of Independence. And from then on, every decade, Israel suffers a war. Every single decade. So 1956, it's Sinai War. Israel and Egypt going at it. In 1967, the Six-Day War. 1973, the Yom Kippur War. Again, Egypt and Syria on this war. In 1982, the first Lebanon War against the terrorists in Lebanon. 91, thanks to America, Saddam Hussein bombed Tel Aviv in the Gulf War. And if that wasn't enough for that decade, we got the Intifadas. That's when the Palestinians were sending suicide bombers on our buses, in our restaurants. People in Israel were scared to go out the streets because there were bombers everywhere, for a number of years. At that point, Israel built walls around the West Bank, and walls help in that sense, and kind of stopped that. In 2006, the Second Lebanon War against Hezbollah, 2012, 2014, 2 wars in Gaza. Both of those were during my service in Israel, and then we're in 2023, and we're in another war. I spoke to my grandfather. I told you he's 89. He lived through the Holocaust. Obviously, he was in Israel, thank God, and of this. And he told me, I will not trade living anywhere else. But this land comes with a great price, and I've seen it all. He's 89, and he never had 10 years of peace in his life. So Israel desires peace because the people of Israel are just tired of war. We don't need that. We don't want that. Israel has done through the years some things that I would call even naive almost unfortunate for the sake of peace. Part of that, Israel had a peace deal with Egypt in which we gave Egypt the whole Sinai Peninsula back for the sake of peace. So today, Israel does not own this land anymore, the Sinai Peninsula. Israel had peace with Jordan as well. But let me give you another one, the one deal for peace that nobody talks about. Well, before that, Israel offered peace to the Palestinians, or can we call them the Arabs that live in the land, multiple times. The greatest of those, in the year 2000, Israel offered the two-state deal at full. Israel offered to move back to the lines of 1967 that we discussed, giving the Palestinians Jerusalem back. 1967, moving back to 1967, before the Six-Day War, correct. Yasser Arafat, if you remember him, negotiated that deal and ended up saying no, because that's not what they desire. The desire is not for a two-state solution on this side of the Arabs. The desire is to eliminate the Jewish people on the side of the Arabs. To the year 2000, they said no to the two-state solution with everything they ever cried that they wanted. Israel is tired of war. Israel wants peace. In 2005, Israel decides to remove all Israeli citizens out of the Gaza Strip. Because from 1967 to 2005, we had multiple cities that the Jews built inside the Gaza Strip, and we had a very strong military presence inside the Gaza Strip. And in the year 2005, Israel decided one-sidedly, for the sake of the possibility of peace, we're going to remove our own citizens, by the way, against their will, out of the Gaza Strip. So hopefully we can get peace with the people of Gaza. Not only we moved the people out of their homes against their will, we left their homes the way they are, the best homes in the Gaza Strip. Not only that, we left all their farms with animals, with equipment. Not only that, we gave them guns so they can start their own police inside the Gaza Strip. That was all 2005. 2007, democratic elections in the Gaza Strip, and the people of Gaza choose the terror organization Hamas in their democratic election to rule the Gaza Strip. In 2008, we already have rockets flying to Israeli neighborhoods coming out of the Gaza Strip. It took them like 2 weeks to destroy all the Jewish homes, all the farms, any remnant of the Jewish presence in the Gaza Strip was destroyed 2 weeks after Israel got out and left all that for them. And instead of a thriving, tiny state that they could have had, they chose to turn the Gaza Strip into a terror. I remember that very well, 2008. My brother was 12, and we've had alarms in my home city where we grew up. And we were trying to figure out, like, what do we do in a situation like this? We didn't know that could happen in 2008. And ever since then, we go back and forth with this organization.